Welcome back. Today we are going to take a look at my Edma 414 midterm test paper. And I did this course about 2 years ago. And the midterm actually had 10 questions on the test, and I was able to do 9 of them. I actually failed one, and we are going to look at all of the questions that was on the test for the midterm. So this is the paper, and as you can see, I actually got 36 over 40. That was 10 questions, and we had 4 points for each of the questions. I got 9, so 9 times 4 is 36. Now we are going to solve question number 1, and in future videos we'll solve the rest of the other questions. This video will be useful for students who will be doing Edma 414, or students who want to actually find these questions and try to solve them or learn the solution to them. Now let's begin to find a solution to this problem. Question number 1 on the test that actually scored 36 over 40 in. Solve for x, and then you have this equation: 2 minus I times x plus 1 minus 4i is equal to negative 1 plus 3i times x plus 4 plus 2i. So what we are going to do here is to collect leg terms. That's the first thing we're going to do. We collect all of the terms that have an x and all of the terms that do not have an x. So what are those terms that have an x according to this question? So this term has an x, and this one also have an x. So we send this across. We have 2 minus I times x. We are collecting leg terms. Remember, this goes across. We have minus. This is positive. So it's negative 1 plus 3i times x equal to, and this is 4 plus 2i. This entire expression goes across. It becomes minus 1 minus 4i. That's the first step. The next step is to simplify right in between here. You multiply this negative by everything in here, and then you can proceed from there. So we have 2 minus I times x. So you have negative times negative 1, that's positive 1. Negative times positive 3i, that's negative 3i, all times x is equals to, so you have 4 plus 2i, and then you multiply. Negative times 1 is negative 1. Negative times negative 4i is positive 4i. That's the next step. After then, we can factor out an x from here and then collect leg terms. But it will be important for us to multiply each of the x by each of the expression here, and then we can proceed from there. So what do we have? X times 2 is 2x. X times negative I is negative xi. And we have plus x times 1, that's x. And then x times negative 3i, that's negative 3xi, equal to, we can simplify this out. 4 minus 1, that's 3, plus 2i plus 4i, that's 6i. So once we do that, we come on this side and collect leg terms. 2x plus x, these are terms that do not have an I. So 2x plus x is actually 3x. So 3x, negative xi minus 3xi, that's negative 4xi. Negative 1 and negative 3, that's negative 4, and then we take one of the xi's. It's equals to 3 plus 6i. So what we have here, we can factor out an x, and then we have 3x divided by x, that's just 3, minus 4xi divided by x, that's 4i. And this will be equal to 3 plus 6i. To solve for x, we can divide both sides by this expression, which is 3 minus 4i. So divide by 3 minus 4i, and divide by 3 minus 4i. So what happens here is that this is going to cancel out. We're actually going to have x is equal to 3 plus 6i, all divided by 3 minus 4i. But that's not all. We have to rationalize the denominator to have an expression whose denominator is free from I. Remember, I is equal to the square root of negative 1. So we find the conjugate of the denominator. So 3 plus 6i, all divided by 3 minus 4i. What's the conjugate of 3 plus 4i? So multiply this out by, so this is actually 3 minus 4i, and the conjugate is 3 plus 4i. So multiply this out by 3 plus 4i, and divide by 3 plus 4i. That's what we have. Now from there we can multiply the numerator and multiply the denominator. So the numerator will be 3 plus 6i times 3 plus 4i, and then the denominator will be 3 minus 4i times 3 plus 4i. Great. Now, once we complete that, we can move on to write x is equals to, we can multiply the numerator. So 3 times 3 using the FOR method, FORL. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4i is 12i. 6i times 3 is 18i. And then 6i times 4i is 24i squared. 6 times 4 is 24, I times I is I squared. All divided by, so you have 3 times 3, that's 9. 3 times 4i, that's 12i. Negative 4i times 3, that's negative 12i. And then negative 4i times 4i, that's negative 16i squared. Great. So move on and then write x is equals to 9 plus, so 12i plus 18i, that's 30i, plus 24i squared, all divided by, now what you observe in the denominator here is that this and this are going to cancel out. So we have 9 minus 16i squared. Great. But remember we said I is equal to the square root of negative 1. So remember, if I is equal to the square root of negative 1, then I squared will actually be negative 1. So in that case, we replace, we have x is equal to 9 plus 30i plus 24 times I squared is negative 1, all divided by 9 minus 16 times I squared is negative 1. So let's simplify this. 9 plus 30i, 24 times negative 1, that's negative 24, all divided by, we have 9, negative 16 times negative 1, that's positive 16. And then we have x is equals to, so we simplify it, 9 minus 24. Now, if we do the subtraction here, 9 minus 24, we expect ourselves to get negative because this is positive and this is negative. Now, we will actually have negative 15. So that's negative 15 plus 30i, all divided by, and then 9 plus 16, that's 25. So 9 plus 16 is 25. And then we factor out of 5 from here. We have 5, parenthesis will be, this will be negative 3 plus, and then 30 divided by 5, that's 6, all divided by 25. So finally, 5 goes into itself 1 time, 5 times here, 5 times. So x will be equals to 1 time the entire expression up here is negative 3 plus 6i, all divided by 5. Or we can write our answer as 1 over 5 times negative 3 plus 6i. And that will be the very same thing. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you in future episodes of our videos. Bye.